Alright, this is my 1993 Bally Williams Judge Dredd, complete with topper. This is a excellent working machine. I have another gameplay demonstration video. The machine plays very nice and fast. You can see there is a complete and intact topper that's on here that was added by the previous owner. On here, as far as work I've done myself, I added a nice LED strip light here in the back to illuminate the back. You can see the reflection in there. This is a upgraded, cool looking crate. It's got a couple of little red LEDs in here that activate when it's actually running. All of the lights here on the top are 2 SMD LED from Comet. All the inserts are LEDs as well. They're also Comets. All of the flashers on the playfield are new Comet LED flashers. And in the back, I've got LEDs throughout the back box. They're not Comet, but they're still nice LEDs. I did not put flashers in the back box because I do not want to go blind. I also added in red Titan rubbers along with yellow Titan posts. Everything, all the plastics that you see down here, to the best of my knowledge, there's no cracked plastics down here. I replaced the plastic under the reactors here, so that's a new old stock plastic there, or at least one that's not broken. Same thing with the little plastic that's covering up a nice looking shooter lane here. And I did replace the slings with Repro sling plastics. It's got brand new balls in it. I've cleaned it up to the best of my abilities. As far as flaws on the playfield, the only flaws, or as far as anything is cracked, I mean, there's like a little bit of wear in the ramp there when you get up and look at it real close from this angle, which you can't see from where you're playing. And as far as things that don't work on the machine, the bad impersonator insert light doesn't work. I troubleshot it on the little board underneath here, and to the best of my knowledge, it's beyond my repair skills. The error is somewhere on the board. However, it doesn't affect play, because if you have which one of these is the bad impersonator? Yeah, here we go. The bad impersonator is the center insert here. You know you got to shoot for that shot anyways. As far as the cabinet is probably an 8 out of 10. Structurally, it is very sound. There's a little bit of touch-up here on this corner, and a little bit of touch-up down here on that corner on that side. And then on the other side, looks pretty good. Let me push it over so we can see for sure. Side looks pretty good here. I mean, there's just little, very minor little sticky out defect there, and there's a little tiny bit of touch up in the corner here, and there's a little scuff back there. But if you're playing from from up here, you're not going to be able to see those slight flaws. The DMD in the back is good and strong. Up here on the coin door, there was a lockout bar when I got this, which I have touched up right here. So if you look really close down here, you can see that there was a hole, like an anti-theft device attached down in here. And at some point in time, this was definitely out on route, because if you look at this pretty close, it looks like somebody got into here with a crowbar back in the day. Now, let me show you the inside of this guy. So let me use my stand for a minute. I will show you 100% of everything that I know that is not 100% perfect on this machine. The machine's 99.9%, but I don't like surprises and I don't like cheating people, so I will tell you everything that you could possibly have an issue with, to the best of my abilities. If somebody's highlighting anything that's wrong on a machine, it means I'm not trying to, screw you over. So if you look over here on the back, like I said, I put some LEDs in here. These are all LEDs. I used a mix of these brighter white ones are Comet QSMD LED natural white, I think. And these yellow ones are supposed to mimic the old school look of incandescent bulbs. I just left a mixture of them in there so it wasn't too bright because I was getting a little bit too much reflection on this playfield glass. Which, by the way, this is a brand new piece of wide body playfield glass. It's not a scratch on it. When I say it's brand new, I mean I bought it and installed it about 2 weeks ago. And as you can see by these bigger bulbs here, these are the original incandescent flashers. They work just fine. And you can switch those out with LED flashers if you wanted to, but like I said, I feel like they're going to make me go blind. So, oops. Moving my stand over here. Can you see in there? All right. Actually, let's just take this off of that. So, looking back here, you will see that these are all original boards, which is actually not that common on WPC 89 games? Whatever this is. But all original boards. You can see it still has the batteries on the board. The only thing of note that may be a concern in the back box on here, all of this works. I believe one of the little things that controls that insert light on the far left there, whichever Q whatever, you could look it up in the manual, but I'm not going to mess with it, on the power driver board. Is burnt out and would need to be replaced before that particular insert would work again. The only other thing is, if you look down here, you can see there's a little piece of rubber jammed in there to keep the fuse from falling out. And that fuse is controlling the general illumination. When I say the GI, I mean the topside lighting. I have not replaced that because it works and it hasn't broken. However, I will include a, let me show you what I'll include. I will include a new mount for it if you wanted to take the board off and solder a new piece in. Where is that? Here we go. So here is a brand new fuse holder if you wanted to get it up to 100% in there. It's there. It's just, if it ain't broke, I don't want to fix it at this point in time. So that's to the best of my knowledge and abilities, the only possible issue going on with anything in the back box there. The only other thing that I've done back here is, if you look on the light on the whatever you want to call this thing, the light board here, you can see I have a little hot wire over here. LEDs use about 1/3 of the electricity of incandescents. So one of these light strings is out. So if I remove this wire, you can see about 1/3 of the lights here go out. But if I put it back in, you can see that everything's fine. And everything has been fine, and I haven't had any issues with it like that the entire time I've had it. So that's my jerry rig of the lights on the little board back there, which I am fully disclosing. And oops, let me put the board back in and we'll lift the playfield. Now I'm going to show you, I'm going to include an extra one of these because I went about nuts trying to find one of these. But this little piece right here is a replacement, which I've already installed. This is a spare. When I got the machine, it was completely missing the parts, so one of the modes didn't work at all. However, that mode works 100%. It's that safecracker mode. I'll show you what I'm talking about here in a minute. Let me put the back glass back in. As you can see, back glass looks pretty good. There's no tears or anything in it like that. Oops. So bear with me here a second. Alright, so back glass slides right back in here. Now, if you're not a pinball person, the only thing you should really need to do on there is those batteries that you saw on there on the board. You want to make sure you replace those every couple of years. The most common reason that boards will get fried and stuff like this is the batteries will leak if you use cheap alkalines that have been there forever. Alright, so moving on over, let's look under the playfield here. Lock bar, nice and shiny, still even has the original, let's call it beer garden foam in it. Ooh, that's loud. And move this piece of glass over. Alright, so this is one of the old heavy machines that has service rails, which is really nice. When I say service rails, I mean these rails down here that you can let rest the machine on. So this has got like 6 balls in it. So before I can lift this playfield, I have to eject all of those balls. Or I can just lift it up and put my hand here and catch them. You just don't want those to drop. So, alright. See, there they go. Now I want to come down. Put those down gently. Alright. So, here we go looking under the machine. Let me think. That little wire I was showing you earlier was completely missing, but it's installed in here, as you can see, and all that VUC there does is in that one mode, it comes in and it knocks down the center judge dredd target. But looking through here, you can see everything looks good. The only other hack of any sort that I personally did and I'm aware of is the light that attaches here was originally attached to a different wire, and I have it over here and running off of the GI now. You can see it's going down into there, and that's simply because it wasn't working. It runs off the GI anyways, and it's plugged into the general GI connector there. So long as you keep LEDs in there, won't be a problem. So don't switch those back over to incandescents. Oh, and we've got the original manual. We have the plastics that I took out of here, that extra Marcos part, and yeah, the new fuse holder if you want to try that out. Oh yeah, and I even put LEDs and these little side buttons here. But there you go. Here is a Judge Dredd that is working 99.999%. Sometimes here, last thing. The only other thing on here that's a little touchy at all, before I forget, is the lighting down here. Let's see, which one of these is it? There we go. Is a little bit touchy for the drain shield and the shoot again. So as you can see, if I come on, if I hold this in here sideways, now it's not going to do anything. All right, so that is for the flasher, I think. There we go. So if I turn this in here sideways, the lights come on the drain shield. So this connector here is just a little bit touchy, but you can see the lights themselves are coming on right there. It's just a matter of sometimes you open it up and you close it 2 or 3 times before it connects right there. But all that's affecting right now is the drain shield and the shoot again insert. Alright, put this down, balls all pop back out, and this has actually got 6 balls in it. But there is a overview of my Judge Dredd, which, like I said, is 99.9%. I'm once again pointing out the flaws on this, because like I said, I don't want to cheat anybody. The fuse holder it's got a little piece of rubber holding the fuse in. It could probably use to be replaced. I have the actual part there. The impersonator insert doesn't work here. When I say the insert, I'm just talking about the light that tells you to shoot here. You're going to know you have to shoot that because of the bad impersonator shot here. And the little Judge Dredd lights alternate back and forth during it anyways. And what's the other thing? I talked about the lights here being strung off the GI, and that's just the light board for the area underneath the dead world. And I think that's it. Overall, in the time I've had it, it's been a very solid machine. I did have one wire come loose, and it was just the VUC that controlled the mission launch. Other than that, there's nothing that has broken on it since I've had it. It's just been a matter of changing out lights, putting in brand new rubbers, putting in new balls, plays like Grease Lightning, and I did, couldn't help myself, I did put in the new crane because I thought it looked cool. But there you go. There's my Judge Dredd.